Welcome at the booth of Probot. My name is Roy Smith and I'd like to show you around a little bit of the beautiful things we have on display here. In this session I'd like to talk to you about Choclines, and Choclines start with a refiner conch. And to explain about this with me is George Johnson. Welcome, George.
Hi, I'm George. I'm from Probot Limited in Scotland, which is the home of the McIntyre refiner conch.
So tell me, a Choclines means there are multiple machines involved? But let's start with the refiner conch.
Yeah, so the refiner conch excels at anything with a fat-based product.
Yep.
So that's anything with a fat base of 30-35%. That could be nut butter spreads, chocolates, compounds, creams, anything in that world.
Okay.
However, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the single most efficient machine.
No. So you thought about this and you improved.
Yeah, so the best way to improve this, if we start with something relatively simple and we'll go for a nut butter spread, we go for a nut chocolate spread, then putting something like the AC Horn nut butter mill in front of our machine means that we can get from whole nuts down to about 200 microns before we go into the refiner conch.
So you save time here.
Yeah, so we're cutting our production time by at least 50% every time we do something like this.
A 50% processing time reduction.
Correct.
That's really interesting.
Correct.
With just one mill.
With the one mill.
So these are the nut pastes. What do we have here?
So here we got the Baumeister Universal Mill. So if we start with a something like a peanut, a hazelnut, then a primary mill over there from AC Horn is a perfect machine. However, if we're wanting to go with dry ingredients, stubborn dry ingredients, something like a lactose, a whey powder, sugars, cocoa powders.
We all know these things.
This machine excels at getting that product down to sort of 50 microns, creates a premix that we then load into the refiner conch. The most important thing I'll say is that because we are still finishing in the refiner conch, we still allow time for the flavor to develop.
That's really important. We do not want to compromise on flavor.
No, absolutely not. Flavor is the most important thing when it comes to it.
We can change machines, we can change lines, but the flavor should be the same. So these are two machines which go in front of the refiner conch. So like pre-grinding, pre-refining, before the refiner conch, and then the refiner conch to finish it.
Correct.
Now, do we have something after the refiner conch?
Yeah, so after the refiner conch, that's when we would move to something like the ball mill over here.
Let's go over there. Okay, so here we are at the ball mill.
Yeah, so the most important thing for the ball mill is that it absolutely excels at that constant process that happens after the machine. So what we have here is we'll go straight from the refiner conch through the ball mill.
Okay, so the pre-grinding then in the refiner conch, and then the fine refining in the ball mill. Yeah. And that can go in one pass.
Yeah, so it's a single pass. What we'll do in the refiner conch, we absolutely excel. They're going from sort of 1,500 microns down to about 80 microns. From there, we can then do a single pass through the ball mill at 1,000 kilos an hour to drop that down to that 20-25 micron.
And that's a massive saving on your processing time.
Yeah, because it's that last little nitty gritty bit that's the most important, and that we can do. We reckon we'll be able to get sort of 1 ton an hour capacity out of this machine just by adding a ball mill onto the side of it.
That's unbelievable. So with minimum investment, you can still have a high quality product with a 50% cut off your processing time.
Yeah.
Now that's really exciting. I'm really excited about these Chocline opportunities. If you want to know more, please reach out to your local contact or visit our website probot.com. And then I'll see you with the next machine.